everybody. What's going on, good people? What's going on, bad? It's me, Mr. Glasses, back at it again with the truth, period. Fuck all the bullshit. Let's see if I can switch this thing around. What's going on, good people? All I can say to y'all is Happy New Year to y'all. And this is a new year. So let's go. Why? Why am I being banned out of different countries for the things that I'm talking about? Why do you believe in all the things that you believe in? Why you don't know the truth? Why you was lied to from day one? What being day one? This is a new year, as in the one day in the beginning of the year. This is giving the Creator, the one and only. And when I say only, if the Creator stood, which is me, the Creator would stand alone. Alone meaning exactly how it's spelled. All one. And since man done changed the Creator's name from love to God, that took away the all one. When you look at it as many gods that there are. When you look at religion and then you look at the Creator being all one, you gotta look at what just a tool to control you in. That's why you living the way that you living. Because if you really knew the truth, if you really knew the truth, the truth that I'm telling you, that razor that can cut a hair follicle down the middle. Because the truth is the truth. And it will set you free. And the only place where you can be set free at is where you start off at. And you start off inside the womb. Isn't it ironic? You start off inside the womb as a heart. That's your start. So that's the only way where you can change, is if you change your heart, which is the Creator of us all. Without the heartbeat, you are the spirit without speak inside of this earth suit. But I tell you, for you, because I want you to know the truth. For you, because the truth is the truth. Slippery, so lies can't hold on. Lies just slide off. And truth carries on. In a perfect world of the Creator's perfect world, if all creation was to will that way. But we are earth living people consciously thinking every day after coming out of a sleep. There's no God, no Jesus that's going to save your ass. I want you to think about these people from slavery. I want you to think about people from the Holocaust. And then I want you to think about all these people and then think about their cost. Their cost of them waiting for God and Jesus to help them instead of them helping themselves to know that the Creator is their heart, is them knowing that that is nothing. That is living. You live to die. But what do you leave here while you are alive? What do you leave as the Creator created all? Is to create everything that you create out of love. Loving to create with no material motive, but for your creations to last forever, for everyone to use for free. Because think about your free will. Your free will is the will towards the Creator's way. And the way towards the Creator is only one way that is straight. And that is between the man and the woman. When you think of the man and the woman, the responsibility of coming to divine Creator. Listen to me carefully, people. The power is in you to know who the Creator is in you. For you to show what the Creator has for you to show out with. That's what you know. That ain't what you believe in. You believed in some bullshit. You believed in the bullshit that was taught to you as a kid. Just as well as you was lied to on your first day here when you was given your mama's birthday when really you was just born an empty glass, waiting for some type of truth, but you was lied to. On your first day here, you was given the non-truth when you was given your mama's birthday, and bones rolled out the window like it never happened. Women, I feel you, because I know you, and I know now what I was created for. I was created to be a conscious thinking worker bee, for you queen bee to be ass. When man showed his ass and started to fuck another man in the ass. And that is the bullshit right there. A man and a man can't create another conscious thinking human. A woman and a woman can't create another conscious thinking human. That's not the way that the Creator created it to be. That's the way that y'all God and y'all Jesus created it to be. Because isn't it or isn't it not the way it is? We have someone saying that it's okay. It's okay that a man and a man can't percolate. So that it ain't okay if a woman and a woman can't percolate. It ain't straight. And when you think about it, they're not creating nothing out of the Creator's original name into just plain old fucking having sex. I'm here to tell you on this new year that you need to start thinking new for yourself, because the way that you have been taught is a program that you have been programmed by someone else. Love is the key to eternal life. Love is going to always be light and never heavy. Love is never going to put no pressure on you. Love is going to always be steady, because the feeling of love unconditionally, the feeling, is the creator of all. Love will never hate what will come together to make it four hands to get the job done. Why do you think I deal with the 4's so much? Because the 4's is my force to know who the creator is in here. To know that I can't do nothing but give the love that I get from the creator in here back out to y'all. Because I love y'all more than y'all, because I know the truth about life from beginning to ending. One word, four letters, that sums it up how we all came to be here and have to be the creator's original name. Forever is us being eternal beings. We just renting in this earth suit. So it's what you gonna do in this earth suit that's gonna give you an afterlife so you can remember. Because the creator in me, in you, the creator of all that you see and do, loves you unconditionally. You can feel it. This ain't no hocus pocus believing outside of you. That's that God Jesus bullshit that you was taught as a kid. After being lied to by giving your birthday, and it was really your mama's birthday, you were just born here, an empty glass. After being lied to that first day here, think about the rest of the lies for your ass. You was given Santa Claus, the Easter Bunny, and the Tooth Fairy. Go on from there. But you was always told, but they really, oh, that's something that in order for y'all to love yourself, y'all will never be able to care about nature. I'm just saying. Because in order for y'all to realize, to know who love is in you, to go straight. I ain't say to the left, and I ain't say to the four rights, and I ain't say backwards. So let me give you the four rights to get to see the light. Because I ain't talking no bullshit. The four rights are your right hand, that's right. That's right by law. Because man's put in some book saying that it's right by law. But man is most of the time man is wrong. And then the one that I know and love, because I know who the creator is and is love in me. What are you doing right now to change someone's life so it can be pleasant and sweet and peaceful? What are you doing to help out that person next to you? Do you love you to the point where you care more for people you don't know? I'm hugging all you people that's confused in this bullshit. But it was a reason why. And the reason why is you need to ask yourself the reason why. Why you do the things you do. Why you believe in what you believe in when you know it's not true. Why you participate in it like you know it and you know it's not true. Like I said again, why you participate in it like you know it and you know it's not true. Like these pagan holidays. Damn how good it makes us feel you. I don't. Liking a lie, you ought to lie too. Period. So how can we change anything if we're not holding up the truth? It's your born day. It's not your birthday. It's your mama's birthday. So kiss her and say happy birthday on your born day and keep it moving. But the truth is the truth. Period. Fuck all the bullshit. So we're gonna slip there and throw this down like this and see how bullshit. That's some bullshit that they always do. So we're gonna start this thing off with a little Nikki. We're gonna invite Nikki over to the house because I'm gonna ask you players out there. I'm gonna ask you players out there, why do you call it being a player when you fuck so many women or ladies or young girls and think that that's the shiznit? Nah. Yeah, I was a womanizer at one time. Yes, I was. But I never knew exactly what I was doing then. Because really, I was believing in that God and that Jesus bullshit. And that's not the truth, yeah. I ain't gonna lie. Had anything Creator gave to me. Everything is in us to come out. From the heartbeat to what we create. To the Creator being all the thoughts in our brain. We just have to have the heart to put it together. And to know some things. One, you're not supposed to be stupid at 20. Not now. Not now. Not supposed to be stupid at 20. See, I was stupid all the way up. Because when I say that, after thinking about your birthday, and it's really your born day, it's my now, knowing it, and then you're still doing it, knowing that it's not straight. How can you say that you straight? You can say that you right with the rights that settle with bullshit, and you look at the shit that's being settled with, that's bullshit, and you can see the twist. See? Because like I said again, the truth is the truth. Slippery so lies can't hold on. Lies just slide off and the truth carries on. They done just twisted everything up like a pretzel. This circle of life is you in the middle of the circle of life, just like the pretzel. Period. A complete circle again. Because the knot was indoctrinated and live righteousness, righteousness from your as flat out as straight is me and putting it inside your body and then sleep. You are becoming part of that dead meat as it's processed through your body. You think about it. You are earth people coming from Mother Earth. Why would you eat what runs, piss, shits, and have birth drop to earth and breathe and bleed like we do? You eating all that chicken was going through before that chicken was killed to feed you. Think about it. The chicken was killed so you can stay alive. Do chickens not communicate with each other? Do chickens not basically know each other? So we just stay alive. But that chicken, do you really think that the chicken had to die? I guarantee if you had that chicken for 3 days, you couldn't kill that chicken. If you had that chicken for 3 days and touch that chicken or rub that chicken, meaning stroke that chicken, If you later, that was funny, love. But anyway, if you lay there and relate with the chicken, I ain't saying get freaky with the chicken. Relate with the chicken. You'll see that the chicken is alive. The chicken is just like you are. It's just that your communication is a little different because of the vibrations. It's that God and that Jesus bullshit that got y'all so twisted. Because when you think about the original creator being love, and then you think about y'all bullshit God, I got so many different ways I can break it down for you. Like, for instance, when we go back to the first lies that was told to you after coming out of heaven, which is the womb of the woman, you was lied to. So after coming out of the womb, out of heaven, your prayers before you go to sleep was our Father. Come on, people. Our Father who art in heaven. Our Father who art in heaven. That was given the that was giving you the notion that the Creator is a man. Why would you separate the two? That's one. To say that the Creator is a man. Because more compassion is in the woman. The woman is the only creator here on earth. So why would you say our Father who art in heaven when you live right here on earth? Unless some man has another agenda to know that you're alive. You have reciprocity and empathy embedded in your DNA. You have 4 pillars to balance you out each and every day. That's all the vibration which was inside. For you to send out all the love, original creator love, unconditionally the feeling, to show how much you appreciate being alive. You send out all this love. That's why I say I love you more than you love you, because I know the truths. And I just want you to know for you, you're out of here. It's all because your belief system has been tainted. I can't read or write. I died 4 times. But I'm here to tell you the truth. I know the divine. The divine is always going on in your mind. But you have free will. You have choices to put the thoughts together. Love is just one way of creating. And it's between a man and a woman. Anything else after that death is us with all the bullshit stories. I love you more than you love you. And I give love, the heartbeat inside me, all the Lord. Because when you say Lord, God, Lord, you look back in the ancient times, our Lord, they talk to a man. Why do you think they say our Father who art in heaven? Talk to a man. If anything, you say to our Father here on earth, if you have a mother and a father, that's what you'll be praying to if you're not putting the right food into your body. Praising to a God, I say it to you like this. God is good. And then y'all chant all the time. And then the Bible says, fear God. I ask you the question to ask yourself. Which or love? 4 words starting with L, ending with E, that sums up your life from beginning to the end in 4 stages. 1 word, 4 letters that sums up how it all came to be, and it happens to be the Creator's original name. First, period. When your mom missed hers, you live from beginning to ending in 4 stages. Life, live, love, leave. Life, live, love, leave. 4 stages of our life before we leave this earth suit. One word, 4 letters, that sums it up how we all came to be here. And it happens to be the Creator's original name. And you can't say the name in vain because you don't even know the Creator's name is your feelings. But any name that you could say in vain would be love. If you tell someone you love them and you don't feel the same, that's the most in vain you can use any name. But God, look how easy y'all call it that name. After turning the Creator's original name, love, making to create one of each other, when two opposite sex attract, become one divine creator, be the same emotion as the penis and a vagina coming together, linking up, putting them two people in heaven to be creators together, consciously thinking, knowing the responsibility of what they're doing. Life could be created. Just like this game. I'm showing you right now. This game is not made for kids. Y'all might have to go to my YouTube channel to see the games, but I can live there and show you a little glimpse at it. See, I'm at my house. You see, I say again, this is Grand Theft Auto. This is not no. You're not seeing no avatar of Barney. You seen the avatar. Not even an avatar. You seen a grown ass woman and a grown ass man. Like I said again, a lot of kids want, if they allow me to, because lately they just been fucking over me getting YouTube and Facebook and Twitter, all this shit. But I'm like, yeah, they do their thing, I do mine. They can't stop the truth from coming out, because I'm here. So like I said, look at all the things your kids can do. The kid can come over to the bone, hit the bone, while the girl dancing, in his pajamas. I'm for kids. And you bought this for your kids for that bullshit because you come together and you do something. And the truth is the truth, people. I'm being alive. Because some of y'all stuck on stupid and don't want to be straight. Because y'all know that straight gonna show that y'all been stupid a long time. But think about it. Stupid is what stupid does. The Creator telling me to tell you this. No pain, no gain. Let go of the lies. So she gonna be leaving. Look at that bullshit right there. Christmas tree bullshit. See, all that propaganda is to fool you in this bullshit. You see, but you have to open your eyes. Everything that twinkle ain't gold. You shouldn't want gold. You want to just be alive. The things that you vibrate to that's good will come to you within the good that you do to receive them. And that's the good that you put out of your heart. That magnetize everything that comes good to you. But bad can be after your ass, because bad is after me. But bad can't touch me, because I'm ready to go through it. That was bad once that damn play games with the Creator in me. I got the power to know love is the key, and love is all that I speak. And I love Creator being in me. So you be cool, good girl. I'll holler. Yeah, but don't get no beautiful than knowing what the truth is and spreading the truth to the people that you love more than they love themselves. Because we've been lied to. So we're going to play a little of this here. Who broken? Wow. I love you, love.
Very clear, yes. There's going to be a one world, political, economic, religion. And this is what all the globalists, the elite, the high level cultists, the high level new world.
See, they can't stop me from doing this.
This is what the Bible pretty much.
Man, I mean, the Bible, they created the Bible. Shut up, man. They created the
The
Bible.
Freemason and one world government advocate Zbigniew Brzezinski said the following in his work Between Two Ages, quote, "The technotronic era involves the gradual appearance of a more controlled society. Such a society will be dominated by an elite, unrestricted by traditional values. Soon it will be possible to assert almost continuous surveillance over every citizen and maintain up-to-date complete files containing even the most personal information about the citizen." This admitted New World Order agenda to create a one-world government that rules over humanity is not only political, it is also spiritual and based on what is known as the New Age. This can be verified with irrefutable documentation.
Oh man, you talking
Most
bullshit
of the
now.
Christians doing this kind of work have been silenced.
But I'm gonna let y'all listen to it.
To speak to the few researchers that are still left. There are not many researchers left who have not been deceived by the New Age. Speaking with these people helped confirm my position even more. The New World Order exists. The elite are occultists who adhere to New Age doctrines, and they are responsible for this new trend of discrediting Christianity, Jesus Christ, and the Christian New World Order researchers.
That's bullshit.
There is a voluminous amount of
That's bullshit.
that
Jesus Christ and the God and Jesus. Oh,
but
that's
after watching
bullshit.
this production, do not believe me. Don't believe a word of what
I
I'm
don't
saying.
believe you. I don't believe
Do
nothing
your own
man say.
independent research
Man lied.
and
Numbers
verify this
don't.
for yourself.
Here's my numbers. 01, 27, 19, 69. 01. The zero ain't really a zero. It's really the circle of life. What goes around comes around. The one ain't really a one. Because y'all crooked at the top. My line goes to infinity because I know I'm eternal. Two is two people, the man and the woman. That's the only straight way to create us conscious thinking humans. Seven is the number that it took to have 7 days to rest. 7 day being on that Saturday before Sunday. Today is the first day of the year. It's time for y'all to open your eyes to hear and stop believing in the bullshit that you was taught to.
Through his agent Satan, set man free from this garden by giving him the gift of intellect.
We're finna go to the yacht
Through the use
and call another girl and get to the yacht.
man will conquer the earth, will conquer nature, and will himself become God. It's taught in every Masonic temple in this land, every secret brotherhood, every secret society, every mystical temple, every occult organization teaches the Luciferian philosophy.
To understand the New World Order
Yeah.
and the New Age worldview, we must go back into history and examine its origins. But first we must define our terms. By New Age, I am speaking about a worldview that has many facets and components, such as astrological and zodiacal beliefs in the New Age concept, channeling higher powers to achieve knowledge, meditation, the belief that all is one, or forms of monism, the belief that we can attain godhood, esotericism, or in other words, reinterpreting ancient texts to find hidden meanings and unify all religious belief into one. The belief that we need a one-world system for the coming age of Aquarius. By New World Order, I am talking about a political agenda to create a one-world system, one-world government, one-world economy, unity of humanity into one organism, control over humanity, and submission of the masses.
But today, the largest countries of the world have agreed a global plan for recovery and reform. I think the New World Order is emerging, and with it the foundations of a new and progressive era of international cooperation.
To understand what is going on today with respect to the New World Order and the New Age movement, we must have recourse to the 19th century organization called the Theosophical Society. This organization in particular, among others, is largely responsible for the modern New Age movement and the political doctrine known as the New World Order. The founder of this organization was a woman named Helena Petrovna Blavatsky. Born August 12, 1831, Helena Blavatsky was very interested early in her life in the supernatural and the mythological. From 1848 to 1858, Blavatsky would travel the world to ascertain an understanding of the religious traditions of the world. She claimed to have traveled to South America, Egypt, Canada, France, Greece, Mexico, Tibet, India, Germany, and England during this time. It is said that during this travel, she learned many mysteries, secrets, and occult knowledge from every walk of life. With all of this new esoteric information in her mind, she moved to New York in 1873. Then in 1875, she formed an occult organization called the Theosophical Society. She founded this society with two men, Colonel Henry Steele Olcott and William Corn Judge. According to Olcott, Theosophy already had thousands of members and branches all over the world by 1885. After New York, Blavatsky and Olcott established the Theosophical headquarters in India, and the membership roster grew increasingly as time went on. Blavatsky's influence came from her writings. Her first book was entitled Isis Unveiled, published in 1877. She started a magazine in 1887 called Lucifer Magazine. Her principal work, The Secret Doctrine, was then published in 1888. She then wrote The Key to Theosophy and The Voice of Silence. These works are now famous, and contained in these writings are the doctrines that helped mold the New Age movement to what it is today. It is said that part of Blavatsky's book, The Secret Doctrine, was channeled to her through an ascended master or highly evolved being called Kuthumi, who spoke to her. Belief in these ascended masters who communicate to humanity is very crucial when studying the New Age. We will look at that doctrine later. The age concept that says humanity is leaving the age of Pisces and entering the golden era or age of Aquarius was popularized by Blavatsky. She taught Theosophists, at any rate, some of them who understand the hidden meaning of the universally expected avatars, messiahs, socioshis, and Christs, know that it is no end of the world, but the consummation of the age, i.e. the close of a cycle, which is now fast approaching. Again, the messianic cycle of the man connected with Pisces. It is a cycle, historical, and not very long, but very occult, lasting about 2,155 solar years. It occurred 2,410 and 255 BC, or when the equinox entered into the sign of Ram, and again into that of Pisces. When it enters in a few years the sign of Aquarius, psychologists will have some extra work to do, and the psychic idiosyncrasies of humanity will enter on a great change. These Theosophists teach that Jesus was simply a representation of the age of Pisces, in that he was an initiate into the mystery schools, or cults of spiritual teachers and masters. They teach people that the new age of Aquarius is going to be that of a utopia, where the world unites into a one-world system, the exiting out of Jesus' age, and the entering into a new world teacher's age. They say each age is accompanied by a great world teacher, be it Buddha, Jesus, etc. So for the advent of the age of Aquarius, they claim a new world teacher will guide humanity into it. Blavatsky was reluctant to fuse these theosophic beliefs with politics, however. Nonetheless, she still advocated monism and a one-world brotherhood, or uniting, of mankind. In Blavatsky's book, The Key to Theosophy, she lists three main goals of theosophy: universal brotherhood of humanity without distinction of race, color, or creed, to promote the study of the world's religions, and to investigate the hidden mysteries of nature. As time went on, theosophy got very popular. Many prominent figures would join the Theosophical Society from all over the world, and many popular doctrines of today's New Age movement would be molded and shaped by them. Theosophy is the first major New Age group, and they are largely responsible for many of the modern New Age beliefs, including the belief that Jesus represented the sun god. After studying the occult and the esoteric in depth, I have come to the conclusion that the Zeitgeist movement and the Zeitgeist films are based on theosophy Freemasonry, and the New Age. For those who are unfamiliar, in 2007, a man named Peter Joseph released a film called Zeitgeist. This film received millions of views on the internet and became very popular. Then in 2008, Zeitgeist Addendum, the sequel, came out. From there, Peter Joseph established the Zeitgeist movement.
Whether Zeitgeist was a film that was intended by Peter Joseph or whoever was behind it to be what it ended up being, I don't know. But I can say that the message that's being expressed by Zeitgeist is without a doubt the most clear depiction of the mystery school ideology. And it's done in such a way to be, it's kind of what I've described as a sort of mystery schools for dummies. It's a way to get people that normally wouldn't be setting foot to any various secret societies. It's a way to indoctrinate them and get them to believe in the same sort of elitist mindset without having to go through any particular initiation. It's also usually accompanied with the idea of pride. That is that the people believe that what they believe is only for a select few, and that sort of has this way of sticking with them, and that nobody believes what I believe, and so it's sort of this elitist mindset that comes with that as well.
The first Zeitgeist film was divided into 3 sections. The second section was about 9/11 being an inside job. The third section was about the corruption of the Federal Reserve. I have no real issue with the last 2 sections, but since the release of the first Zeitgeist film, Peter Joseph, the creator, has distanced himself from the 9/11 issue altogether. This makes me wonder if the only reason he spoke about 9/11 in the first film was to get the 9/11 truth movement on board with his agenda. The first section of the film is what I have an issue with. Contained in this section is the modern belief system of the New Age movement, the Theosophical Society, and Freemasonry.
With the Zeitgeist, it's, Satan's good at what he does, bottom line. And the first one, what they do is they come right out in the first segment, the first 38 minutes. They just go after Jesus Christ, his deity. Basically, what they try to do is convince everyone that Jesus Christ is just a knockoff of Horus and a lot of the other pagan deities, and they try to draw all these parallels and similarities. These parallels and similarities have all been debunked by Bible scholars and things. In fact, I think there's even a couple challenges up on the internet, the Zeitgeist Challenge, where they offer money if they can actually. So they've been debunked. I've done, oh my word, I don't know how many teachings debunking both movies. But if somebody were to see that for the first time and not know any different, oh, hey, it sounds convincing, sounds, this or that. And so what they've got to do is discredit the Word of God, the deity of Jesus Christ.
As Theosophy grew, it produced influential figures such as Annie Wood Besant, born October 1st, 1847. She was a Marxist and a socialist. Besant was so inclined towards socialism that she defended it in public debates. One such debate was conducted between her and a man by the name of G.W. Foote, a secularist who supported republicanism. The debate was held at the Hall of Science on February 2nd, 9th, 16th, and 23rd, 1887, a 4-night debate series. The title of the debate was, Is Socialism Sound? Angelique Richardson and Chris Willis from the University of London Institute for English Studies, when commenting on Besant's worldview, note, quote, the socialist feminist Annie Besant joined the Marxist-based Social Democrat Federation, SDF, in the 1880s. Annie Besant met the founder of Theosophy, Helena Blavatsky, in 1890, and she quickly read Blavatsky's material. Besant recorded her first acquaintance with Blavatsky. She wrote, quote, I was standing with my hand in her firm grip and looking for the first time in this life straight into the eyes of HPB. We rose to go, and for a moment veil lifted, and 2 brilliant, piercing eyes met mine, and with a yearning throb in the voice, oh my dear Mrs. Besant, if you would only come with us. I said a commonplace, polite goodbye, and turned away with some inanely courteous and evasive remark. Child, she said to me long afterwards, your pride is terrible. You are as proud as Lucifer himself. Besant would get involved with the secret society known as Freemasonry. In 1902, she established the International Order of Co-Freemasonry, and then set up lodges all over the world with theosophic underpinnings. Theosophy, Freemasonry, and Marxism are all connected with the New Age movement. Besant would become president of the Theosophical Society in 1908. As I give you the history and lay the framework for the origins of the modern New World Order ideology and the New Age movement, it is important to note the role of Freemasonry. As previously noted, Theosophy and Freemasonry were somewhat affiliated in the late 19th century. In fact, Helena Blavatsky received an honorary degree of Apprentice Companion, Perfect Mistress, Sublime Elect Scotch Lady, from the Rite of Adoption. She was awarded with these titles by the 33rd degree Freemasons John Yarker, M. Kaspari, and A.D. Lowenstock. Here is a reprint of the Masonic certificate that Blavatsky received. There are many different views on the origins of Freemasonry. I will present the one which I feel is the most evidenced and well documented. Modern speculative Freemasonry wasn't officially established until 1717 in London with the founding of the First Grand Lodge. Prior to that, there were Masonic lodges in the late 16th century. To have operative masonry involving those who would work with these operative masons started accepting people sharp and published in 1913. Commenting on the origins of Freemasonry, Harry Carr remarks, quote, it developed in Britain out of the building trades and fraternities, whose history goes back some 600 years in England. I do insist, however, that our present-day speculative Freemasonry is directly descended from the operative masonry, whose beginnings we can trace back to the earliest record of organization among Masons in 1356. As far back as 1917, as modern Masonry was already 200 years old, people were recognizing the connection Freemasonry and Theosophy had. In the 1917 work Heresies Exposed, W. Host remarks, quote, Freemasonry viewed doctrinally is Theosophy. With respect to the previously mentioned Zeitgeist films and the Zeitgeist movement, I will demonstrate that after thorough study into these teachings of Theosophy and Freemasonry, it becomes quite clear that this film and movement, which has captivated so many truth seekers, is nothing more than the externalization of Theosophy, Freemasonry, and the New Age to the public. This is important because if it turns out that Zeitgeist is leading people into Theosophical and Freemasonic ideologies, it means that rather than standing against the New World, truth seekers are actually associating themselves with ideologies and organizations that are connected to the New World Order, which I will also demonstrate. I will now call this. Zeitgeist repeats, quote, Jesus is the Son of God. Now Jesus is the figure who ushers in the age following Aries, the age of Pisces, unquote. Now, noticing these parallels, one might think that Peter Joseph, the creator of Zeitgeist, was ignorant of the fact that he was indoctrinating people into Theosophic and Freemasonic ideologies. However, Zeitgeist is not only spreading these doctrines of Theosophy and Freemasonry, but Zeitgeist also associates itself with prominent Theosophists, Freemasons, New Agers, and occultists in their own transcript for the film, leaving little debate as to the connection it has to these groups. Zeitgeist listed all of its sources for the film in its online transcript, and among the names of people appealed to are Helena Blavatsky, the founder of Theosophy, the Freemason Albert Churchward, New Ager Acharya S., New Ager occultist and theosophical apologist Jordan Maxwell, the Druid Gerald Massey, Edward Carpenter, the socialist and acquaintance of Theosophist, Freemason and Marxist Annie Besant, the Freemason Manly P. Hall, and the Druid Godfrey Higgins, who is associated with Helena Blavatsky. The fact that Zeitgeist chooses to associate itself with these prominent Freemasons, Theosophists, New Agers, and occultists shows us why the truth movement should avoid them. It is a well-known fact that these same esoteric organizations have openly stated that they wish to indoctrinate the public with their esoteric religious ideas and externalize their views to humanity, eventually resulting in a new world order for the age of Aquarius, which they all await with anticipation. Let me qualify this. As theosophy grew, it produced another prominent woman named Alice Bailey, born June 6, 1880. She is one of the most influential theosophists, and it was her who was responsible for convincing New Agers that humanity needs to make a one-world government and one-world religion for the age of Aquarius. In order to achieve this system, she deemed it necessary to teach humanity the religion of theosophy and Freemasonry, the same doctrines that Zeitgeist is now spreading. Speaking on the spiritual war between esotericists and people who refuse to accept the New Age, she says, quote, "It will be fought largely with mental weapons and in the world of thought. It will involve also the emotional realm from the standpoint of idealistic fanaticism. This inherent fanaticism will fight against the appearance of the coming world religion and the spread of esotericism. It must not be forgotten that only those souls who are on the probationary path, or the path of discipleship, will form the nucleus of the coming world religion. There is no question, therefore, that the work to be done in familiarizing the general public with the nature of the mysteries is of paramount importance at this time. When the Great One comes with his disciples and initiates, we shall have the restoration of the mysteries and their exoteric presentation as a consequence of the first initiation." Alice Bailey also reveals that Freemasonry is meant to produce advanced occultists and is in accord with the theosophical goals. Quote, "The Masonic movement, when it can be, divorced from politics and social end from its present paralyzing condition of inertia, will meet the need of those who can and should wield power. It is the custodian of the law, it is the home of the mysteries and the seat of initiation. It holds in its symbolism the ritual of deity, and the way of salvation is pictorially preserved in its work. The methods of deity are demonstrated in its temples, and under the all-seeing eye, the work can go forward. It is a far more occult organization than can be realized, and it's intended to be the training school for the coming advanced occultists." Unquote.
The main source of Zeitgeist is Acharya S. She advocates one world system under the age of Aquarius. This is very interesting as the main source that this traces back to is Alice Bailey. You can trace this to one book in particular called The Externalization of the Hierarchy, which advocates this extensively and even openly admits this in the first few pages of that volume.
In his book, The Arcana of Freemasonry, the Freemason Albert Churchward that Zeitgeist appealed to gave the following admission, quote, "Can the unity of the world be accomplished by Freemasons? Yes, and by Freemasons only." There is a common misconception about Freemasonry, and that is that many people believe it is merely a friendly fraternity where men meet up to network and socialize. This is partially true, but there are elements of Freemasonry that are not so innocent. The Freemasonic Society was infiltrated in the late 18th century by an organization called the Order of the Illuminati. There is a lot of fictional, embellished information about the Illuminati, but if you sift through all of the data, there are some very important key facts. All historians will grant that the Illuminati certainly existed in Bavaria, Germany, and that it was founded in 1776 by a man named Adam Weishaupt. This organization was a type of revolutionary organization that sought political and societal reform. The order grew and became very popular. It was then outlawed by the patriotic ruler of Bavaria, Duke Karl Theodor. He issued 3 edicts against the Illuminati, the third being in 1787. Illuminati writings were discovered after raids of castles and arrests of members. These writings were then translated from Old High German by 2 men contemporary with the Illuminati, Abe Barrel and John Robison. The writings were published in their works Proofs of a Conspiracy and Memoirs Illustrating the History of Jacobinism. The writings revealed that the Illuminati wanted a one-world system ruled by them. the overthrow of religion, and the infiltration of Freemasonry to achieve this so that they could operate under another name and occupation. The founder of this order, Adam Weishaupt, stated, quote, "Do you realize sufficiently what it means to rule in a secret society, not only over lesser or more important of the populace, but over the best of men, over men of all ranks, nations, and religions, to rule without external force, to unite them indissolubly, to breathe one spirit and soul into them, men distributed over all parts of the world." The prolific Freemasonic author and historian Albert Mackey reports, quote, "To give the order a higher influence, Weishaupt connected it with the Masonic institution, after whose system of degrees in esoteric instruction and of secret modes of recognition it was organized. The order at first was very popular, and enrolled no less than 2,000 names upon its registers, among whom were some of the most distinguished men of Germany. It extended rapidly into other countries, and its lodges were to be found in France, Belgium, Holland, Denmark, Sweden, Poland, Hungary, and Italy. The original design of Illuminism was undoubtedly the elevation of the human race, but it cannot be denied that in the process of time, abuses had crept into the institution, and that by the influence of unworthy men, the system became corrupted. So fused with Freemasonry in the 18th century was the doctrine of elitism and globalization, the overthrow of religion, namely Christianity. The question is, did the Illuminati cease to exist after it was outlawed in Bavaria, or did it live on? According to historians like Mackey and others, the Illuminati infiltrated Masonic lodges all over Europe before it was persecuted by the Bavarian government. So with that in mind, how could the Bavarian government stop this order if it was already all over Europe? The answer is they couldn't have. The Illuminati was too big, and thus it continued under Freemasonry. The French historian Henry Martin reports, quote, "Weishaupt proposed as the end of Illuminism the abolition of property, social authority, nationality, and the return of the human race to the happy state in which it formed only a single family, without artificial needs, without useless sciences, every father being priest and magistrate." President George Washington himself was convinced that the Illuminati existed after 1785, when it was outlawed in Bavaria. He corresponded with the Reverend named G.W. Snyder, voicing his concerns about the Illuminati. This was written 13 years after the Illuminati was. "I have heard much of the nefarious and dangerous plans and doctrines of the Illuminati. It was not my intention to doubt that the doctrines of the Illuminati and the principles of Jacobinism had not spread in the United States. On the contrary, no one is more truly satisfied with this fact than I am. The idea that I meant to convey was that I did not believe that the lodges of Freemasons in this country had, as societies, endeavored to propagate the diabolical tenets of the first or the pernicious principles of the latter, if they are susceptible of separation, that individuals of them may have done it, or that the founder or instrument employed to found the democratic societies in the United States may have had these objects and actually had the separation of people from their government in view, is too evident to be questioned." From President Washington, we learn that he believed the Illuminati was nefarious and dangerous. He had little doubt about the Illuminati spreading to America by 1798. He was truly satisfied, or in other words, convinced of this fact. He thought it was too early for whole Masonic lodges to be striving for Illuminati objectives, but he did believe individuals within American lodges were certainly doing so. He believed the founder or instrument used to found the democratic societies in the USA may have had Illuminati objectives in mind, and that they had the separation of the people from their government in view. According to Washington, these things are too evident to be questioned. That same year, the president of Yale University, Timothy Dwight IV, spoke out against the Illuminati. Quote, "The great and good ends proposed by the Illuminati as there is sufficient evidence that a number of societies of the Illuminati have been established in this land of gospel light and civil liberty, these societies are closely leagued with those of the same order in Europe. They have all the same objects in view. The enemies of all order are seeking our ruin. Should infidelity generally prevail, our independence would fall, of course. Our republican government would be annihilated." Speaking on this new Freemasonry that was infiltrated by Illuminati elitist doctrines, John Quincy Adams, the 6th President of the United States, remarked, quote, I do.